Stop number 17 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Michigan Speedway in the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan. That is where we're at here today on this 2-mile D-shaped racetrack. As we're here for 30 laps today for the running of the Miller Lite 400, as we've had a wonderful season so far, and we're looking forward to the second half of the season and the race to the championship. Here, so on the pole to start things off here, car number 71, Jesse Turner. His pole speed 184 miles per hour. He'll be alongside Seth Cole and car number 98, the Bojangles Ford. Row 2 will have car number 7, the Hooters Ford of Johnny Gardner. His win this season came at Dover. And Jay Jefferson, car number 5, the Tide Chevrolet. He's been on tears of late here as far in the season. See if he can keep it up. Third row will have Zachary Fitzwater in car 52, the Napa Auto Parts Ford. He won the last time he was at Michigan. He'll be alongside Joshua Osborne, number 15, Motorcraft Ford. Fourth row will have Cole Beaver in the GM Gimmer Chevrolet car number 3, three-time winner of the season so far. He won the season at Atlanta, Martinsville, and at Riverside. Flanking him on the outside is Dylan Young in car number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac is alongside. Fifth row have two of our in-car cameras. Keith Batson, car 20, the Texaco Haviland Ford. His win this season came at Sonoma, and he'll be alongside Charles Sanford, another three-time winner this season. His wins came at Talladega, the 600 at Charlotte, and also the last race on the tour at Pocono. The sixth row have Jessica Shelton, car number 11, the Budweiser Ford. Her wins came at Texas and Darlington. She'll be alongside Preston Pord, car 18, the Interstate Barriers Chevrolet. And Preston has her third in-car camera in today's event. Seventh row has Dylan Poteet in the Maxwell House Ford car number 22 and Kyle Matthews in car 42, the Melly Yellow Pontiac. His wins this season came at Bristol and Richmond. Next row down, and we'll have Simon Bloomfield in car number 9, the Orkin Pest Control Ford, and Jasper Inch's Ford car number 55 of Nathan Ormond. Next row down is Paul Minnick in the Highland Meyer Source Ford car number 90, and beside him will be car number 33, Ryan Brommer, the Skull Bandit Chevrolet. Next row down, Mitchell Collins in car number 40, the Dirt Devil Pontiac, and the Nicholas Wade in the number 14, Cullex Cornflakes Chevrolet. Next row down, Raleigh Spurley Tube in car 27, the McDonald's Ford, and beside him will be car number 31, Jose Mills in the Mom and Pop's Chevrolet. Next row down has Zach Winkle in 17, the Western Auto Chevrolet, and Pennzoil Pontiac car number 30 of Ty Dent. Going to the next row down, we'll have number 1, Diego Yepes in the Skull Classic Ford, and number 75, Vectrosaurus America Ford of James Henry. Next row down has Sky Commons in the Quaker State Ford car number 26, and he'll be alongside the winner this season at Auto Club. It is Mike Becker, number 44, the STP Pontiac. Next row down is Rob Evans in number 12, the Meineke Discount Mufflers Ford. And the winner at North Wilkesboro this season, it is Quentin Moore in the 21 Sitco Ford. Next row down has number 4, William Brock in the Kodak Film Chevrolet. His win this season came at Rockingham, and beside him will be car number 16, the Keystone Beer Ford of Cat Batson. Next row down has Eli Bright, the Daytona 500 champion, number 8, the Ray Bestis Brakes Ford, and Becca Tellier in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Next row down has Jonathan Zorlin, the Daytona 500 pole sitter this season, in the Kodiak Chevrolet car number 25, and TJ Denton, 68, the Country Time Ford. The starting shotgun in the field will be Vince Almarego in the number 83 Purex Detergent Ford. So 2 miles is the distance of this racetrack here, 18 degrees of banking, and the racing here it's usually a pretty fun place to race here in Michigan. Very, very fast, very, very close competition. Expect to see that here today at this 2-mile racetrack that is Michigan Speedway in the Miller Lite 400, and this will be basically the last race before last race in the first half of the season as we go to Daytona next for the Pepsi 400 after this. And here comes command to fire the engines here at Michigan.
Drivers, start those engines!
5 of the first 6 starters here in this race here are hungry drivers who are looking for that first victory of the season. The only driver of the first 6 that has won a race this season is Johnny Gardner. That's the only driver in the That's the only driver out of the whole bunch that has won a race this season. In the first 6 starters, I should say. Jesse Turner, his best finish was a second this season. Seth Cole's got the winner race this season, so it's here, but he's getting close. Another driver who's very close, and I think can get that first win, if not here, somewhere definitely in the second half of the season. That's Jay Jefferson, number 5, one of the guys to watch here today. He has been he was second at Charlotte. He had a second at Charlotte, a 4th at Dover, and I think a 3rd at Riverside, and he had a great run also at Pocono, finishing in the top 10 in that event. So that 5 car, who was struggling early in the season, is going to look for that first points paying victory. If not here, definitely somewhere in the second half of the season. I will predict. He did get a 125 win thus far here at Daytona. Fitzwater and Osborne, they're both looking for that first win of the season as well, but I think those two are close as well. In fact, after all, Fitzwater did win the last race we was here at Michigan back in season 20. In-car cameras being carried by Keith Batson, Charles Sanford, and Preston Ford. Green flag is out, and we are underway here at Michigan. And Seth Cole jumping the start on Jesse Turner here, but I think Turner may get the advantage into turn number 1, possibly. Nope, Seth Cole's gonna have a slight advantage into the first turn here, and they are very close among the first 6 cars here, and there are 3 wide between Batson, Deaver, and Dylan Young, 3 of the black cars. As Batson on a mission to go up to the front here, now he moves inside of Charles Sanford, and he's got the push from Jessica Shelton in number 11. Shelton won this very event last season, passing Dylan Young coming to the white flag in that event, and a tremendous finish those 2 had down to the wire. But Jesse Turner does get the lead back, and he will lead the first lap of the race there. First lap tied at 169 miles per hour. They qualify pole at 184 miles per hour here at this racetrack. And drafting can play a critical part here at Michigan as well, much like we'll see it at Daytona next on the tour for the Pepsi 400, which will be run under the lights on that 2.5-mile high bank racetrack. And Keith Batson, from his 9th starting spot, has already moved up into 2nd place in the Davey Allison cars as he's looking for that 2nd victory of the season. Batson's got a strong horse under the hood. He dominated at Sonoma, the first road course race of the season. And look at this here. We're going 3 wide here again. Raleigh Spurley-Tube in the 27. He's making his way through the field now, and at McDonald's cars, Spurley-Tube, believe it or not, is last place in the standings coming into this event, and he had a solid day at Pocono at least, but those drivers here. With those drivers here, very hungry here today, and to the lead goes Keith Batson in car 28. Texaco Haviland Ford. Johnny Gardner moves in the 2nd place there, and here comes Preston Ford at number 18, going for that 3rd spot. But Simon Bloomfield gets in right now in the 9 car. Bloomfield having a good day here so far in the Harry Melling colors. And Johnny Gardner looking from Preston Ford's in-car view, going for the lead on Keith Batson. And he's got it. Johnny Gardner, who dominated at Dover for his only win of the season. That was his first win since Homestead at the close of last season. Gardner kind of candidly refers to his team as Yakko Racing, I guess you might say. And here comes Simon Bloomfield with the help of Joshua Osborne to the inside. The 9 and the 15 cars. Osborne took a peek to the inside in the 15 car, the Motorcraft Ford. And he'll stick that red Ford to the inside, and he'll take position from Bloomfield and Jesse Turner both. Jesse Turner falls through, and Shelton, I think, is going to follow through in the 11 car. Yes, she will, along with Spurley-Tube and Charles Sanford. And they are 4 wide on the front stretch. Sanford making a bold move to the inside of the racetrack here, and this may not work out here, but yeah, Sanford wisely backed off the throttle right there. Sanford, who won the last race on the tour at Pocono for his third victory season, is one of the 2-3-time winners this season so far, along with Cole Deaver. And this lady here trying for her third victory of the season, Jessica Shelton, as she moves inside of Jay Jefferson. Meantime, back to the top 3 cars. Osborne's closed up on both Gardner and Batson. As Batson moves inside, here he comes inside of Gardner, and he's going to take the lead. The Davey Allison and Allen Quickie cars going at it here today, and throwing the Bud Moore Ford of Osborne in the Motorcraft colors. And now Shelton and Sanford going at it, and gotta give him called a Raleigh Spurley-Tube in the 27 car, as he's trying for 5th place inside one of the best in Shelton. And he gets past her with the help of Jesse Turner in the 71 car. Ryan Brommer's in this mix in the 33 car, in the Skull Bandit colors. And Spurley-Tube up to the 5th position right now here, and there you see Fitzwater going inside here, and whoa, the 11 and 27 both got loose here, and Fitzwater takes advantage of that. And meantime, battle for the lead. Here comes Osborne with the help of Charles Sanford in 24. Roof cam from Sanford's car as he pushes Joshua Osborne to the lead. 2 drivers from the opposite ends of the country here. Osborne from Kentucky, Sanford from California. And now from inside Charles's car, as he takes the lead away from Joshua Osborne as they come down the backstretch. Last lap for Sanford, his best lap at 188.5 miles an hour. The best lap of the race so far, set by Jesse Turner at 189.524. So this track, as we said, very, very fast here at Michigan. But Jesse Turner moves inside the 71 cars. He takes a Dave Marcus special up to the lead. Led the first lap of the race there, and he started, as you remember, from the pole. And some new players up in the top 10 here. Paul Minnick in the 90 and the 1 of Diego Yepes, both entering the top 10 right now. And Osborne in the 15 gets shuffled back, as does Jay Jefferson in the 5 car. And Simon Bloomfield in the 9's back in this mix, and as is Jessica Shelton in the 11. Nicholas Wade in the 14's in there. Dylan Poteet in 22's in there. And those two are closing up on that front pack of cars. In fact, they have caught the front pack of cars. Cole Deaver in the 3 cars behind the 14 right now as he moves inside. Spurley-Tube's going to help him, as will Seth Cole. And the line forms to the inside now as they are really going at it here at Michigan. 4 cars locking bumpers together here, as now here comes Keith Batson. 20 into the 28 car, and 4 wide through the first and second turns here. Dylan Poteet stuck that nose to the inside to make it 4 deep. And 2 of the cars on the outside, wise move to get off the accelerator and just try to regroup here. But here comes Batson to the inside of Fitzwater as he goes for, that is for, I think, 2nd place, as Johnny Gardner's opened up to a lead right now by just a smidgen, by quite a bit actually. But Fitzwater's going to get him a push from Preston Plord in the 18 cars. Here comes Cole Deaver in the 3s as he begins to roll on the inside. And he's going to try to help the Ford of Batson. 3 wide off turn number 2 for the lead. Fitzwater has it for the moment, but here comes Batson with the help of Cole Deaver. Look for the copter cam. And that's how close they're running right now. 3 wide, about 3-4 rows deep. And now here we go again. They're going to go almost 4 wide into turn number 1, but they get it back down. They got it back down to 3 wide for the moment. But here comes Brian Brommer in the 33 car. And where did Nathan Ormond in the 55 car come from? Ormond is up to the top 10 now in the 55 Jasper Engines machine. He gets by Bloomfield, he gets by Minnick, and he's got Poteet and Kyle Matthews helping him. Matthews making his first splash on the top 10 in this event. And that moved Ormond up to the 5th position, Matthews up to 7th, Poteet up to 6th. And here comes Dylan Young for the lead, number 2. Remember he dominated this race last season, only to get past coming to the white flag by Jessica Shelton, who led the last 2 laps of that race after Young led the first 28. And you can bet Young was heartbroken over that one. That was the best shot he had at winning this race at winning the season, last season, excuse me. He hopes to not let that happen again this season, though, as if he leads on the last laps of the race. But here comes Young to the inside, and here comes Kyle Matthews, a former Michigan winner himself, moving inside of Poteet and Jefferson off the second turn, and now Ormond in the 55 car gets into the mix now in the Jasper Engines car, and here comes Batson for the lead on Dylan Young, and Nicholas Wade up to the 3rd position in the 14 car, the man who surprised them all in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona and the Melly Yellow 500 at Charlotte last season, driving in Quaker State colors. Last season, this season driving the Billy Hagan car, the number 14 Kellogg's Cornflakes machine. Well, these guys very, very close here. They're still running 3 wide on the backstretch, and it's now Osborne with the help of Johnny Gardner. 3 wide, 2 rows deep at this point here, and here comes Gardner and Poteet. As Gardner moves Osborne up the track. This is for 2nd place, I believe. No, 3rd place, excuse me, as Ormond goes to 2nd. As Gardner pulls ahead for 3rd spot. Averaging 185 miles per hour in the first 17 laps of this race, and we're down to 13 to go already in this fast-paced Miller Lite 200. Or Miller Lite 400, excuse me. This is not a Busch race quals. Anyway, Riley Spurley tube, car number 27. As he now moves inside, he's got 3 of the best: Sanford, Shelton, and Matthews. Those 3 seem to be linked together all season long. And here comes Jess to the inside of Charles here as they move inside. As they move for. I think that's for 7th or 8th place, something like that. That's for as they come off turn number 2. Gardner back out in front, and now battle for 2nd between the 55 of Nathan Ormond, 52 of Zachary Fitzwater. And here comes Poteet, 22 to the inside. On board Keith Batson's car. Going to turn number 1 at 189 miles per second on the high side of the racetrack here behind Nathan Ormond, and he moves inside of Ormond's car. He's going to try to get the draft off Charles Sanford, or maybe the 15 of Osborne or the 71 of Jesse Turner. Here comes Jefferson by to the inside of the racetrack. And Sanford backs off as he gets shoved up to the high side by Jesse Turner. Off the 4th turn they come, and now we got some new players up there in the top, challenging for the lead. Not really new players, though, if you're talking Kyle Matthews or Cole Deaver, because Deaver's a 3-time winner this season so far. Matthews and Shelton, 2 of the 2-time winners, both looking for their 3rd, as Matthews looks for the lead on Poteet. Poteet led the last time by. Here comes Kyle Matthews to the inside of the racetrack here. Deaver goes by Shelton, and here comes Jay Jefferson in the 5. 9 laps to go this time by. This completes the 21st lap of the 30 We're running here today at Michigan. And up to the front, Kyle Matthews leads his first lap of the race. Matthews started back in 14th position in this race. And let's remember, Kyle Matthews has won in Michigan before, but it was in the second Michigan race a few seasons back. Deaver looks low on Jefferson as they go through the third and fourth turns now. Here comes Fitzwater, Osborne, Seth Cole, Dylan Young, Simon Bloomfield, all in the inside mix. And some new players again. Mitchell Collins in the 40. He's making his first splash up in the top 15. Bringing the Dirt Devil colors to the inside. The man who surprised them all in the All-Star race at Charlotte. And he also had a second at Talladega this season as he may look to pull off an upset here today. Any of these cars in the first probably 20 can win this race. And here comes Fitzwater. He's got the push from Osborne. Fitzwater, the flying Aussie, to the inside as he looks for the lead. And you can bet he had the same setup. You can bet he's got the same setup he won the second race here at Michigan last season with, under the hood of that 52 car. Osborne to second. Dylan Young looking for third spot as he moves inside of Kyle Matthews. That's for third place. Matthews dropping to fourth, maybe even fifth now, because here comes Cole Deaver to the inside in the GM Goodrich cars. He's a three-time winner this season as he looks to become the first to win 4 this season. But we're not done by a long shot. We'll be down to 6 laps to go right now, this time by. Zachary Fitzwater, car 52 out in front. Fitzwater and Osborne both pulling away right now as we're down to 5 to go. Here comes Bloomfield. He and Deaver both looking to the inside of the racetrack here as they and now battle for the lead. Osborne versus Zachary Fitzwater side by side for the lead. Here comes Dylan Young. He's going to try to push Osborne, I think. Nope, he says, screw it, I'm going to go 3 wide. Dylan Young for the lead. And here comes Mitchell Collins in car number 40 as he looks for second place now as he's going to try to push Dylan Young. Now you got 2 Pontiacs on the inside for the number 1 spot. And here comes Collins for the lead. He pushes Young up the track. Here comes Charles Sanford, number 24, looking for his 4th victory of the season. Charles Sanford dominated, led the last couple laps at Pocono, last race on the tour. He could be poised to do that again here at Michigan. 3 laps to go this time by. Mitchell Collins, car 40, can he pull off the upset? It's not Sanford's got anything to say about that, nor Kyle Matthews as they go to the inside. 3 wide for the lead. Matthews in car number 40, he takes it from Sanford. And he's got Cole Deaver behind him in car number 3, the GM Goodrich Chevy. And where did Ty Dent and the Pennzoil cars come from? There he is, number 30. He's up in the top 10. Could he get his first victory? Here comes Gardner. Here comes Poteet, Badson. 2 laps to go. Deaver getting the push from Dylan Young. Boy, this looks like a Talladega draft here. And Ty Dent's crash! Jefferson's crashing. Here we go. A bad crash crash off turn number 2. They're racing to the checker. They're racing to the white flag for the win. Dylan Young to the inside of Deaver for the number 1 spot. As they come out the 4th turn, the yellow and white flags are both going to be waving, and Dylan Young is going to win the Miller Lite 400 at Michigan. Sweet revenge from last season for Dylan Young, as he lost it in the he lost it at this point in the race last season to Jessica Shelton. This season, though, he does it here today as Mitchell Collins and Seth Cole leaning on each other as they come off the 2nd turn on the last lap of the race here. But Dylan Young wins it. Kyle Matthews is going to come home 2nd, and Cole Deaver is going to come home in 3rd spot. What a race that was to the yellow and white flags here in Michigan. I tell you, we had a great finish going until that happened off turn number 2. We'll take a look at replays here in a minute, as we'll watch the finish here for you. But Dylan Young, who went winless last season, takes his first victory of season 21 in the Miller Genuine Draft Ford, or Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac, excuse me. And Pontiac leads the first 2 cars here with he and Matthews. Then he got Chevrolet 3rd with Deaver, 4th, and Ford's 4th and 5th with Poteet and Seth Cole. But here it is. Dylan Young takes the checker flag. He will win the Miller Lite 400 here at Michigan Speedway. Matthews will be 2nd. 3rd will be Cole Deaver. 4th will be Poteet. 5th will be Seth Cole. 6th position will go to Johnny Gardner. 7th to Mitchell Collins. Great day for him. Zachary Fitzwater, 8th. 9th to Charles Sanford. And 10th position will go to Preston Plord. But a catastrophe happens off turn number 2 with 2 laps remaining, racing for the win here at Michigan. And let's take a look at what happened. This all happened come off turn number 2, and they got 4 wide through this section of the course here. Now keep an eye on the 30 car of Ty Dent, who, and a shame for Ty Dent, he had moved his way up in the top 10. He and Keith Batson get together through this section of the track. Batson gets loose, gets into Ty Dent's car. Dent goes into Nicholas Wade. They're 5 wide now at this point. And all of a sudden they get all wadded up. Ty Dent spins, and then Jefferson drives into Bloomfield. Hard hit for Jay Jefferson in the 5. As he was poised to get another good run out of this whole deal, but alas, it all ends up for naught. There's TJ Dent, gets right into Bloomfield's car. William Brock in the 4 gets into it. He spins. Zorland's in it. Zach Winkle's in it. Eli Bright's in it. Vince Almorego's in it. In a 83 car. Oh my goodness. And a tough break for several drivers here at Michigan. I mean, on board with Keith Batson. And Keith couldn't get his car to start right back up here at and here was the race Dylan Young and Cole Deaver had for the win here in this race, as Deaver went to the high side, Young went to the inside. Kyle Matthews even got Deaver for 2nd place, but where it all counted up front, Dylan Young takes that first victory of the season. So that will do it here today at Michigan Speedway. Dylan Young gets his first victory of the season. averaging 178.68 miles per hour here. Kyle Matthews again was second position. Third will go to Cole Deaver. Dylan Poteet fourth. Fifth will go to Seth Cole. Sixth place is Johnny Gardner. Mitchell Collins seventh. Eighth will go to Zachary Fitzwater. Ninth, Charles Sanford. And 10th position will go to Preston Plord. Rounding out the rest of the finishing order for you here. Ryan Brommer, 11th position here today. Good day for him. Jesse Turner, 12th. Raleigh Spurley-Tube. How about him finishing 13th in today's event at Michigan? So great day for him. He was much needed a good run for him because he came in his race last in the standings coming in. Paul Minnick, 14th. Joshua Osborne dropped to his car number, 15th. Jose Mills, 16th. And Diego Yepes, Nathan Orman, Quentin Moore, and Becca Tellier, the top 20. Jessica Shelton dropped to 21st. Unusual because she usually runs good here at Michigan. Rob Evans, 12th. 22nd. Rob Evans, 22nd, excuse me. 23rd will go to Mike Becker. Sky Cummins, 24th. James Henry, 25th. Vince Almerego, 26th. 27th will go to Zach Winkle. 28th will go to Kat Batson. Keith Batson, 29th, after he crashed out of the race here. And several real good cars got taken out of that crash, too. Batson, Ty Dent, Nicholas Way, Simon Bloomfield, Jay Jefferson, who was poised for another top 10 run here. He gets taken out. TJ Dent, William Brock, Eli Bright, and Jonathan Zorlin was the last finishers in today's event. So average speed of 178.680 miles per hour. Dylan Young gets the win here. His first of the season here in the season 21 of the series. And this will pretty much complete the first season, the first half of the season here. As we start the second half at Daytona International Speedway for the Pepsi 400 Under the Lights at Daytona. And as always, it should be exciting. You can bet on that. So if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got NNSCRA gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA says goal desires for his channel. And please be sure to check out the Last One's Light series, the Pizza Hut X series, and Hershey's Cup series, and the Coors Light Truck series. Please be sure to check those races out on this channel. And also our other NNSCRA series you need to check out as well, including Michael Norman's Bowister All Pro series, as well as Levi McIntyre's Marvel Studios Cup series. Please be sure to check all those races out as well. And also, not to mention in full swing, the Skill Super Speedway series as well, a new series from Seth Cole. So congratulations again to Dylan Young, the winner today in the Miller Lite 400. We'll see you at Daytona for the Pepsi 400. For now, this is James Qualson in production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best.